Greetings everyone, my name is Halcylion and in today's video I'll be talking about the new features that are going to be introduced in the upcoming Alpha 17 update for 7 Days to Die. The development of this update is done for the most part, but we have no fixed release date as of yet because there's still a lot of bugs that need to be fixed, and when these issues are resolved, the next build is deployed and we all get to play it. Until then, we can only talk about the changes it will bring, or do something else with our lives. Obviously, I chose the former. Now, if you'd rather read about these changes yourself, I have put the link to the forum post in the description, in case you're not already familiar with it. Before we begin, I have to mention that the pictures and videos are taken off the forum, as well as MadMole's Twitter and YouTube channel. Also, some of the information I'll present today may not be 100% accurate because things are subject to change. With all that said, let us begin. First and foremost, the reason this new patch is taking so long to be released is because the game engine itself has been updated, and as such the most obvious change is an increase in the quality of graphics, as you can see in the footage. It looks and feels like a brand new game, at least to me. I also expect the performance to get better, but that's not an official announcement, just something I'm hoping for. Now, I will place the changes into 3 categories: visual enhancements, gameplay changes, and new additions. Most changes will belong to all 3 categories, but I needed to separate them somehow in order to maintain some sort of structure. Besides the obvious graphical upgrade, the visual enhancements category will consist of new assets as well as new animations. These include motion captured player movements, smoother vehicle animations, as well as new animations for the melee weapons, including a heavy attack which is slower, drains more stamina, but deals more damage and knocks down zombies who survive the initial impact. The knockdown animation is also corrected and will now make zombies ragdoll off the terrain instead of being locked into an animation that makes their heads clip through walls like in this example. Man, I said the word animation a lot. I couldn't find a proper synonym for it. Believe me, I tried. Another subcategory of visual improvements are those that will affect the game world, such as a new height map which diversifies the terrain in both Navezgane and Random Gen. Buildings also get redesigned to work more like dungeon crawls you'd see in a game like Fallout, and they may host the mini-boss in the final room. Distant terrain is also enhanced with trees rendering from much further away, improving the overall aesthetics of outdoor areas. A minor change, but a welcome one nonetheless. But this was it for the visual enhancements. Let us move on to the next category, the new additions. The first and most important of these have to be the new vehicles. Basically, the minibike will no longer be the only means of quick travel through the world of 7 Days to Die. Early game you'll be using the bicycle, which should be fairly common and easy to find, and even though it will use your stamina, it allows you to move faster, and it can even bunny hop over small obstacles. The minibike is still going to be available as a mid-game vehicle, but it will become obsolete once you gain access to the Hog motorcycle, which in addition to being faster and sporting a higher inventory space, it is also able to mow down zombies with its front spikes. There's also a vehicle for those of you who play with your friends, which I'm personally naming the Waster, and it's a truck that can carry passengers and ram through obstacles or zombies with ease. There's also a slim chance that this gyrocopter will be added to help us traverse the difficult terrain, but I think it will most likely be postponed for the Alpha 18 update, so don't get your hopes up. Another gameplay addition is one that gives us something else to do besides just surviving, and that something else is represented by quests given to us by traders. You heard that right. Now, in addition to their regular vendor services, traders will offer you information about the world as well as tasks that when completed may reward you with a lot of dukes or special gifts. These missions are procedurally generated, most likely asking you to retrieve an item from somewhere or clear an area of infected or eliminate a special zombie miniboss, but they will no doubt pave the way for the game to have an actual storyline later on. We've already had quests in the form of notes and treasure maps, but those were simplistic and random. Now you have a reliable way of engaging in missions. Now we're moving on to the third category, the gameplay changes. We continue with the traders who have been reworked in more ways than just offering quests or information. Now these traders are specialized vendors. What I mean by that is that in Alpha 16 you'd find a trader and he'd have a little bit of everything in stock, whereas now they all sell specific items. To give an example, Trader Bob will sell you mechanical items, Hugh is an arms dealer, and this grumpy old dude sells you farming equipment. If you want to maximize your experience in the Wasteland, you will have to find the outpost of each of them in order to gain access to their unique inventories, or you can adapt to synergize with the trader you've already found. Their outposts have also been redesigned if the concept art is to be believed. According to the concept art, additional NPCs might also be added, as well as tameable wolves that can be equipped with armor. But this is just speculation, as it hasn't been officially announced as an upcoming feature. I'm personally hoping that these NPCs will be recruitable in the future and will be able to give each of them jobs to grow a big settlement. If this feature is ever introduced, I'll officially give my first recruit a hat, a coat, and I'll name him Preston. He can send me to all the settlements he wants. There's also one small change with a big impact that I nearly forgot to mention. Sprinting backwards no longer works. Now we can't just chug a coffee and run backwards while smacking zombies or shooting at them. We'll have to stay behind strong walls in order to survive Horde Nights. Among the gameplay changes, we can count an overhaul for ranged combat with a complete rework of the gun assembly system and the addition of weapon mods. We've had a taste of that already with a flashlight attachment in the previous patches, but now we have a lot more things to enhance our guns with, from scopes to silencers and other peculiar mods such as the duck build for the shotgun, which reduces vertical spread but increases its horizontal spread, effectively allowing you to shoot multiple targets at once. In addition to that, weapons are now craftable at workstations, but mods will have to be found through scavenging. Also, in Alpha 16, a gun's quality affected its damage, and that will no longer be the case. A gun's quality will only affect the amount of mods you can fit on it, while the damage is increased by your skill with that weapon and the related perks you've acquired. Speaking of skills, the entire progression system will be tweaked in such a way that forces players to create their own classes, with the addition of attributes such as strength or agility and the severe reduction in total skill points gained. Now you will have to specialize in one skill set or another, because you won't have enough skill points to unlock everything anymore. This will make playing co-op even more important, with each member of the party contributing to the group's survival in a unique way. There's even skills to expand your inventory space if you feel that the 5 tons of construction materials is too light a load. One last minor change is a revamped survival system that influences your character's vitals. Now you will have to regularly keep yourself well fed and hydrated, or else your performance will gradually begin to decline. As you go thirstier or hungrier, your max health and stamina will temporarily decrease until you find sustenance. This could force you into some decisions you wouldn't take otherwise, improving the aspect of emergent gameplay and foiling your well-constructed plans. But yeah, I mentioned all I could. To see everything that the new update will add, we'll just have to wait for it to be released. Until then, if you really like this game, I've put some links in the description that will lead you to several streamers and video makers who will get access to the experimental build before anyone else, so you can go check them out at your leisure. Unfortunately, I am not one of them. Once this new update drops, I hope I'll make some playthrough videos for the 6 people who are interested in watching them. I will also make some tutorial videos to update my focused survival series for whoever needs to learn this stuff. Anyway, this was all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next videos. Goodbye.